Hi, my name is Erica Hickerson, and this is my community in words and pictures. I'm going to be presenting the town that I live in, Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. During this presentation, I'm going to review the demographics, housing, education, transportation, crime rate, and the economy. Sharon Hill has a population of roughly 5,600 people. 42% of the population are married couples with kids under the age of 18. 10% are individuals living alone over the age of 65. The average age of a person in Sharon Hill is 36. There are more women than men in the town, with only a 1.5 difference in the numbers. A breakdown of the demographics by ethnicity: Black or African Americans make up 71% of the population, with whites coming in second. However, there's a diverse population here, where we have a lot of non-natural born residents that immigrate into the town of Sharon Hill. Housing: 73% of residents are homeowners. Medium rent is $1,182. The medium mortgage is $1,432. Rental units increased from 2017 to 2021 due to gentrification in Philadelphia. People were leaving Philadelphia because, with the development of Philadelphia, the number of affordable housing units went down, so people moved out into the local suburbs to be able to afford housing. What that did to our community was cause an overcrowding in the schools, and the school district was not ready for that overcrowding, especially from a financial perspective. They made a decision to close the gap with the financial issues that the school was struggling with by increasing our property taxes by 50%. So my home in particular, my taxes went from $4,500 to $8,500 in 2020. This was to avoid shutting down the special education programs that are locally ran in the school district. One program in particular is the autistic support program that my son attends. Cost of living in Sharon Hill is fairly high. It's relatively cheap to buy a home here. At $146,000, it comes in less than the state and U.S. average. But when it comes to transportation, that uptick is partly due to the commute that it takes for people to get to work and school. Groceries are slightly higher in this town. Health is another thing that is slightly higher, because for quality care, you typically have to go into Philadelphia or even across state lines. We don't have any trauma centers, which within our a town radius, if you want to get to the nearest trauma center, you have to drive about 20 minutes. We do have access to a heart attack center, which is 2 towns over, but they are not open 24 hours a day. Education: I wasn't surprised to see that 92% of community members have at least a high school diploma or greater. The local school district is a shared school district within 5 towns. 3 grade schools, and the grade schools go from K through 8, one kindergarten center, and one high school. Kindergarten is not a mandatory grade in Southeast Delco School District, so that's why there is only one center, because parents don't have to legally enroll their kids in the school until first grade. As mentioned before, our education system did undergo a severe budget deficit in Sharon Hill in particular, which caused overcrowding. And based on the 2019-2020 school year facts that I got off the county website, the district is reporting for 2019 and 2020 that there is a student teacher ratio of 16-1. This is not true at all. This is based off my son's school in particular, with an enrollment of over 631 kids. The student to teacher ratio is about 1 to 28, and sometimes 30, depending on the grade level. This is a huge issue for the quality of education, because with one teacher and no assistant, it's hard for the teachers to monitor a child's progress. If you don't actively advocate for your child to get special attention or needed help, your child can't fall by the wayside. One thing the district has been doing over the years with the overcrowding issue is that they have been offering year-round school services. So families have an option to opt into summer schooling for all students, not just students who have IEPs, so that they don't lose skills or they can catch up on work that they were slacking on during the school year. This is a free program. All students have the opportunity to take advantage of it, and that includes food and transportation. Transportation in the town, travel time to work and medical appointments, even school is about 30 minutes by car or bus. SEPTA runs the local transportation system. The town has about 4 major bus stops, and the trolley picture to the right is for folks who are commuting directly into the city. We do have access to the regional rail, but you have to catch the regional rail 2 towns over. Amtrak trains run directly through the town, but you can only catch the train one time in the morning, and that's only if you're traveling southbound. There are 2 major roads that give you direct access to Sharon Hill, with only coming through one town, which is Darby Township, and that's US 13 and 84th Street. If you take any other route, you will have to pass through a huge chunk of the city of Philadelphia or 3 other towns in order to gain access to the town. The economy, we have a 7.1% unemployment rate, which is higher than the U.S. average. On average, the average person makes about $28,000 a year, which is right in line with the U.S. average. The median household income is $50,000, which is 3,000 shy of the U.S. average. 10% of families and 11% of the population is below the poverty line. But if people are in need of services, we do share a Department of Human Services office located in Darby Township, where people can get access to things like medical assistance, food stamps, even just resources, LIHEAP, things of that nature. Whatever it is that you need, they can pretty much offer it at the DHS office. This was surprising to me. According to Crime Grade, Sharon Hill is a dangerous town to live in. I found that surprising, being that everything in the town literally closes between 5 and 8 p.m. Nothing is open here after 8 o'clock, maybe one Chinese store, but for the most part, the town is closed. The police department closes at 5 p.m. Any officers that are working after 5 p.m., they are governed by the state police department, and with a shared task with the 4 adjoining towns. Our police department consists of 10 full-time police officers, 1 police chief, 2 detectives, and 6 patrol cops. Here's a breakdown of the crimes committed as of 2018. And how the number one crime committed is theft. That is a concern in our area, and this is why most of the community members and homeowners have security systems on their home. Based on a good community assessment, I find Sharon Hill to be a good place to live. According to niche.com, it scored a B based off of neighborhood reviews, and that means that it's considered good for families. Here's a picture of my boys in the park. We particularly moved into this neighborhood because of this park. It is a special needs and handicap accessible park. One of my sons does have autism, and this park is great when his therapists come over, and or when he just wants to go over and burn off some steam. And within this park, it is a central location in the town. The town is good at hosting various community events that are based around art, religion, flea markets, parades. You name it, something is going on in this park on a regular basis. And because I live directly across the street, I get to engage and participate in these activities often. The town does a good job about budgeting money consistently to support the local football team and recreations for the kids all year long. We do have a shopping center that is in walking distance for most residents in the town, especially if you live in North Sharon Hill. The shopping center literally is like 3 blocks from your home. We have a fully functioning fire department with one paid police chief. um, as mentioned before, we do have all year round schooling, which is an option for families who choose to participate. Religious diversity for all people is supported in the town. You have various makeups of people religious practices, but the Catholic Church and one Christian church are the main two churches in the area. Career opportunities are here, from private business owners to medical professionals. We do have a mental health service in our town that is key for community members and for our Sharon Health community members as well as the adjoining towns. These are my references. I particularly love living in this town because it is a small town. The population is small. We have relationships with our neighbors. Our kids participate in our local sports teams, and we have access to pretty much everything we need: food, clothes, you name it. We pretty much can get it within the town. And if we want other things, Philadelphia is a 3-minute drive away, and then all the adjoining towns have something that we want. Um, but this is my community. Feel free to come out and join us for any of our community events. We are always hosting something. And like I said, Sharon Hill is considered a Philadelphia suburbs, but it is a nice small town. And trust me, it is by far not a dangerous community because the town closes at 8.